Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum dear viewers. I am Professor Dr. Muhammad Usman, Professor of Physiology, and today we are going to discuss the structure of skeletal muscle, and this is the first lecture of the skeletal muscle physiology. So, this is our muscle, skeletal muscle, and this skeletal muscle is made up of a large number of these groups which are called muscle fasciculus, and the plural is muscle fasciculi. And in turn this muscle fasciculus, it is made up of a large number of muscle cells which is also called muscle fiber. So, this is very important that muscle cell is also called muscle fiber. So, very large number of muscle fibers or muscle cells, they are grouped together and they form these muscle fasciculi, and in turn muscle fasciculi, they are grouped together to form our skeletal muscle. So, now let us look that what is inside this muscle fiber or muscle cell. Muscle cell is like typical, like all the other typical cells, it contains nucleus, cytoplasm and other things, but besides it has these specialized organelles which are contractile. Okay, these are called myofibrils. Okay, myofibrils. There are thousands of these contractile organelles, specialized organelles inside each muscle fibers, and these are called myofibril. And in turn each myofibril is made up of contractile proteins, that is these actin and myosin proteins. These are the contractile proteins. These are called myofilaments. Okay, myofilaments. So, let us have a quick quiz. What is this structure at position number 1? Yes, all right, it is muscle. And then what is this structure at position number 2? Yes, this is muscle fasciculus. And then what is this inside this muscle fasciculus structure at position number 3? Yes, of course, it is muscle fiber. And inside each muscle fiber there are thousands of, what is at position number 4? Yes, myofibril, and each myofibril is made up of myofilaments, which are thick and thin filaments, or you can say myosin and actin filaments. So, now let us have a detailed review of this muscle fiber or muscle cell. So, this is all is muscle fiber or muscle cell, and like all other cells, this has this cell membrane, and the cell membrane of the muscle fiber, it is called sarcolemma. Okay, the cell membrane of the muscle fiber or muscle cell, it is called sarcolemma. Now, like all other cells, it has a nucleus and it has also got a cytoplasm which is not shown here, and the cytoplasm of the muscle fiber, it is called sarcoplasm. Then it has also this endoplasmic reticulum, and this specialized endoplasmic reticulum of the muscle fiber or muscle cell, it is called sarcoplasmic reticulum, sarcoplasmic reticulum. Then it has also mitochondria and all the other organelles. Now, this is the myofibril, the specialized contractile organelle in the number of thousands inside each muscle fiber or muscle cell. This is myofibril, and you can see that the myofibril, it is made up of these actin and myosin filaments or thick and thin filaments. And if you look closely, you will find out that these thick and thin filaments, they partially interdigitate each other. Okay, these thick and thin filaments, actin and myosin filaments, they partially interdigitate each other, and this interdigitation gives skeletal muscle a striated appearance, just like this. Okay, this is the actual photomicrograph of a skeletal muscle, and you can see that these are the thin filaments or actin filaments shown in black color, and these red colored, these are the myosin filaments. So, you can clearly see that these thin filaments, actin filaments, and these thick filaments or myosin filaments, they are partially interdigitating each other, due to which we have this striated appearance of skeletal muscle. So, basically these form alternate light and dark bands. Okay, this is the light band, and this is the, from here to here, this is the dark band. So, these light and dark bands are produced due to this specific arrangement of thick and thin filaments. So, the portion from here to here, okay, from here to here, from here to here, or in this figure from here to here. If you look closely, you will find out that this contains only actin filaments. So, this portion contains only actin filaments or thin filaments, and this portion is isotropic to the polarized light. That is why this portion is called I band, because it is isotropic to polarized light. Okay. Then this portion from here to here, okay, this portion from here to here, this is dark in color, and in this figure this portion extends from this to this side. Okay. So, you will have found out that this portion contains myosin filaments. So, this portion contains myosin filaments plus the ends of actin filaments, this end of actin filament, then this end of the actin filament, then this end, and on the other side this end of actin filament. So, this portion contains mainly myosin filaments plus we can say ends of actin filament, and this is anisotropic to polarized light. Okay. This dark band, this is anisotropic to polarized light, that is why this portion is called A band. So, it means that our skeletal muscle has alternate light bands made up of only actin filaments or thin filaments, and it has dark bands which are made up of myosin filaments and ends of actin filament. Now, this dark band contains certain other portions also, which we will see in this figure. So, from here to here, again I am repeating, from here to here, this is A band or dark band. Now, what is this in the center of this dark band? Okay, this light colored area in the center of this A band from here to here, or in this figure from here to here. So, this portion, okay, if you focus, you will find out that this portion of the A band, it contains only and only myosin filaments. Okay. This portion of the A band, it contains only myosin filaments and no actin filaments. So, this portion from here to here, or in this figure from here to here, this portion of the A band, this is called H zone. Okay. This is H zone from here to here, from here to here. This all is, where cursor is pointing to, this all is H zone. Okay. That is why it is slightly light colored area inside this whole dark band. And then in the very center of this A band, there is M line. Okay. This is M line, and M line is the line to which this, as you can see here, myosin filaments are attached. Then this is what this is Z line. Okay. Z line, it is also a filamentous protein which gives attachment to, as you can see, this Z line, it gives attachment to actin filaments. On the other side, this is Z line, and this is also giving attachment to the actin filaments. The portion of the skeletal muscle from one Z line to the other Z line, it is called sarcomere, and this sarcomere is the structural and functional unit of the skeletal muscle. Now, again we have a quiz. So, can you please tell me what is this portion to which this arrow is pointing to? Yes, very right, this is M line. Then what is this zone from here to here? From here to here, can you name this zone? Yes, this is I band, because it is isotropic to polarized light, it is the light band. Then from here to here, name this portion from here to here. Yes, very good, it is A band or dark band, it is anisotropic to polarized light. Then what is this in the center of this A band? Very right, this is H zone. And again the portion from this Z line to this Z line, this is one sarcomere from here to here. Okay, from here to here, this is complete one sarcomere, and it is the structural and functional unit of the skeletal muscle. Now, this is the three-dimensional view of sarcomere. Again, this is Z disc, this is the other Z disc, this is darker color, this is A band. Okay, in the center of this A band, this is H zone, and this is the one half portion of the I band, and this is again other half portion of the I band. So, here you can see the three-dimensional arrangement of the these light and dark bands. Okay. So, this is I band, okay, this contains only thin filaments or actin filaments. This is H zone, this contains only thick filaments. This is M line present in the center of the sarcomere, and this is A band which contains these thick and thin filaments. So, thick and thin filaments, they both are present in the A band. Then this is another also very good figure which shows us the relaxed and contracted form of the sarcomere. This is the relaxed form of the sarcomere and this is the contracted form of the sarcomere. Now, please concentrate and you will find out that in the contracted state this I band has shortened. Okay. This was the I band from Z line to here. Okay. This was the half of the I band, and in contracted form this has shortened. Previously its length was this, and after contraction its length has shortened to only this region. Then on the other side also this was the other half I band and this has also shortened in length. Okay. Then this was H zone in the center of A band and this has also shortened. Compare this figure from to this figure. Okay. The H zone has also shortened, but the only region which has not shortened in the contracted form, it is A band. Okay. As is written here, the A band remains constant. The length of the A band here, it was from here to here in the relaxed state, from here to here, and in the contracted state the A band length is same from here to here. So, the length of A band in the relaxed state and in the contracted state, it remains the same. Now, we will talk about the myofilaments, that is actin filament and myosin filament. First of all, we will talk about we will see the ultrastructure of myosin filament. Okay. Now, each myosin filament, it is made up of 200 myosin molecules. This is one myosin molecule. So, 200 myosin molecules, they make up one myosin filament, and in turn each myosin molecule, it is made up of two heavy chains which are coiled around each other in the form of this double helix, and besides these two heavy chains there are four light chains, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So, there are 4 light chains and 2 heavy chains, and they are arranged in such a way that the heavy chains, they form the tail of the myosin molecule. Okay. The heavy chains, as you can see here, they form the tail of the myosin molecule, and the other end of the heavy chains, it is folded to form head of the myosin molecule. So, we can say that myosin molecule has got two portions. One is the head portion which is formed by folding of the heavy chains, and the other portion is tail portion, and this tail portion of the myosin molecule is formed by these two heavy chains which are coiled around each other, and the light chains, they are also part of the head. So, now head is made up of both the heavy chains and light chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, these are 4 light chains, and also in head we found out these portion of the heavy chains. So, head contains both the heavy chains and light chains. So, these 200 myosin molecules, they are bundled together to form the myosin filament, just like this. As you can see here, this is a typical myosin filament and it is made up of 200 myosin molecules. Now, myosin filament, it has got two portions. This body portion, okay, this is the body of the myosin filament, and these cross bridges, as you can see here, there are lot of cross bridges and they are protruded from the body. Okay, these cross bridges, these are protruded from the body. Now, body is basically formed by which part of the myosin molecule? It is formed by the tails of the myosin molecules, the tail which was made up of two heavy chains which were coiled around each other. Okay. So, this body of the myosin filament, I repeat, this whole body of the myosin filament, it is made up of tails of the myosin molecules. And then what is this cross bridge? Basically, this cross bridge is also formed by a portion of the tail. Okay. One portion of the each myosin molecule, it protrudes out in this form and it forms cross bridge. Now, cross bridge again it consists of two parts. This is the arm of the cross bridge, okay, and this is the head of the cross bridge. So, each cross bridge, this whole portion, it has two parts, one from where it exits from the body, okay. So, from body to the head, this is the arm of the cross bridge, and this globular head of the cross bridge, it is the same as the head of the myosin molecule. So, each cross bridge is flexible at 2 points, and these 2 points are called hinges, one from where the cross bridge or arm exits from the body, and the other point where head is attached to the arm, okay, where the head is attached to the arm, this point. So, each cross bridge is flexible at 2 points which are called hinges, one hinge is there and the other hinge is there. Okay. So, this was about the structure of myosin filament. Now, the other filament is thin filament or the actin filament. Now, actin filament is made up of 3 proteins, that is actin protein, then tropomyosin which is present in the form of this rope like structure, and then the third protein is troponin, and actually there is a troponin complex. The troponin protein again consists of 3 proteins, that is troponin C which binds with the calcium ions, troponin T which binds with the tropomyosin, and troponin I which binds with the actin. Okay. Troponin I which binds with the actin, troponin C which binds with the calcium ion, and troponin T which binds with the tropomyosin. So, this whole is actin filament, and the backbone of the actin filament is this actin protein. Basically, there are 2 F actin strands, as you can see here, one strand and this one is the other strand, and these 2 F actin strands, they are spirally coiled around each other. Okay. These 2 F actin strands, okay, these are spirally coiled around each other, and if you look closely you will find out that each of these F actin strand, it is made up of these G actin molecules. So, this is one G actin molecule, this is the other G actin molecule, this is the third G actin molecule, and the interesting thing is that the G actin molecules, okay, G actin molecules which are making up this F actin strand, they have these potential myosin binding sites. Okay. These G actin molecules, these have these myosin binding sites, and these sites are called active sites, and these normally these are covered by this tropomyosin. Okay. So, now I repeat, basically the F actin strand, okay, F actin strand is made up of G actin molecules like beads, these are all G actin molecules. Each G actin molecule has a myosin binding site, and this myosin binding site is called active site, and normally in the relaxed state the active sites of the actin filament, they are covered by tropomyosin protein, as you can see here. Now, when the calcium ions, okay, these are the calcium ions, when these calcium ions they bind with the this troponin C, okay, when calcium ion, these green colored calcium ion, they bind with the, as you can see here in this figure, they bind with the troponin C, then a conformational change occurs in the tropomyosin, as you can see here, and immediately the tropomyosin, it uncovers the active site of actin filament. Now, you can see here, this is the active site of actin filament, this purple colored, okay, as is written here, this is the active site of actin filament. It is also called myosin binding site, because this is the site where myosin will bind. Okay. This is the active site, this is the active site, this is the active site. So, these active sites are myosin binding sites, and how they are uncovered? They have been uncovered by the tropomyosin. And why the tropomyosin has uncovered these sites? Because the troponin C, after binding with the calcium ion, it has given a signal to this tropomyosin, and then the tropomyosin uncovers these myosin binding sites or active sites. Now, in this state the myosin head can bind with these sites and can initiate a contraction. Now, this is another view in which this is the relaxed state of the actin filament, and this is the state after binding with the calcium ions. So, let us describe this view. Basically, this is the myosin head, okay, the head of the cross bridge, and this is the actin complex. So, these are the G actin molecules and they are making 2 F actin strands, and this is white colored, this is the myosin binding site or active site, which is in the relaxed state, it is covered by the tropomyosin. These 2 small proteins, as you can see here, these are tropomyosin, which are covering the active site of actin filament, and this is the tropomyosin. Okay, sorry, this is the troponin T. Okay, troponin T, this one is the troponin T, which is one of the 3 troponins. That is 3 troponins are troponin T, troponin C, and troponin I. Okay, so troponin T, it binds with the tropomyosin, as you can clearly see here. Troponin T, T for tropomyosin, it binds with the tropomyosin. Troponin I, it binds with the actin filament, and troponin C, it will bind with the calcium ions, as you can see here. So, these are the calcium ions, and now these calcium ions, they bind with this troponin C. Here you can see clearly the calcium ion, they have bound with the troponin C, and it has produced a conformational change in the tropomyosin, and now the tropomyosin has uncovered this white site, which is the active site of actin filament. So, in this state, the myosin head, as you can see here, this myosin site, myosin head, it has bound with the active site of actin filament. Okay, this myosin head, it has bound with the active site of actin filament, because it has been uncovered by the tropomyosin. Hope you would have understood about the ultrastructure of the skeletal muscle in this video. Please subscribe to this channel if you haven't yet subscribed. Thank you for watching this video. Stay blessed. Allah Hafiz.